In a world where conventional tactics rule the game, one manager dares to challenge the status quo. From the creative mind of a football genius comes a formation that bends reality itself. A tactic that will leave your opponents dazed and confused. Prepare to witness GYR's Doctor Strange Asymmetry Tactic. This is not your ordinary formation, it's a mystical blend of artistry, precision and calculated chaos. Unleash the power of asymmetry and watch as your team weaves spells of brilliance on the pitch, leaving the opposition unsure of what's hit them. With this groundbreaking tactic, victory becomes your reality and the beautiful game transcends its ordinary limits. Are you ready to defy expectations, rewrite the rules and dominate the footballing realm? GYR's Doctor Strange Asymmetry Tactic awaits. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the intro, trying something new, so let's see how it goes. Anyway, I bring in you today Doctor Strange by GYR FM. He is one of the best tactic creators in the community. I really recommend you download this tactic. I'm going to get it out in front now. This is a tactic that I'm going to use moving forward in some of my Let's Play. So the link is in the description below. Go and download it, because I promise you, if you don't, you will regret it. Now, let's have a look exactly how good this tactic is. As always, we have tried this with 3 teams. We've tried this with Liverpool, with Napoli, and with Barcelona. Some of the videos you're going to see coming out over the next week or so will show you how unsuccessful some of these tactics are. And the reason I'm bringing those to you as well is to show you that I don't pick and choose. I don't cherry pick my videos. We will bring you the ugly, the good, the bad, the pretty. Everything is on this channel. So anyway, let's have a look at how we got on with Liverpool first. In terms of the Premier League, we won the Premier League by 4 points, 86 points on the board. We finished runners-up in the Champions League, knocked out the 5th round of the FA Cup, and won the Charity Shield. Just having a quick look at the Premier League in a bit more detail. 27 wins, 5 draws, 6 defeats. We scored 89 goals, only conceded 23. So defensively, this tactic was brilliant. And if we go and look at the data hub, I mean, you can see it there, just how imposing it is when we look at the offensive side of our game. Miles in front of goals per game, non-expected penalties per goal, the way that we're miles ahead in conceded, expected goals against, our shots per game is ridiculously high. So, you know, we are miles out in front of everybody when it comes to that. And if we look at where the goals were scored, Darwin Núñez, 53 appearances, 46 goals for Darwin. And Salah got 39, Cody Gakpo 16, Harvey Elliott chipping in with 13, and then the assists are divided between those guys as well. When we look at the front line, really, 12 for Núñez, 14 for Salah, and 10 for Harvey Elliott. However, if we just go back to this here and we go to the assists, Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, as you would expect, leading the way, 21 and 18 respectively. Absolutely amazing. Both played the majority of the games, but absolutely superb. Heading over to Italy then with Napoli. Wasn't quite as successful. We finished 3rd in the league, 76 points, but we were only 4 behind Lazio, who ended up winning Serie A. I find this year Serie A is mixed bag. You know, I've tried tactics with Inter Milan. You'll see the videos come out later in the next couple of weeks, and Inter Milan have struggled. I've done Juventus, they've struggled. Napoli, you know, are a consistent team, but the whole league in general it's up for grabs if you are looking for something to do. Let's play. Champions League, we didn't get out of the group stages, and we knocked out the quarters of the Europa League. So this wasn't as successful when we look at Liverpool compared to Napoli. Let's have a quick look at the data hub then. As you can see, it was defensively where this really let us down. The offensive side of it is still there. The shots per game, non-expected penalty goals, the goals per game are all really high. But defensively, we are so poor. And that is where we've let ourselves down with this tactic. If we go to the squad, you can see that, you know, obviously top goals was Kvaratskhelia with 30. Then we had Anguissa had 15, and Zielinski got 9, but he also got 17 assists, and Mario Rui also got 17 assists. Just there wasn't really that oomph that you got with Liverpool. But it's not a bad tactic, and it did all right. Let's have a look at how we did with Barcelona. Now, Barcelona, we won La Liga, and in all of the tactics I've tested, normally Real Madrid absolutely dominate this league. So for us to go with only 2 defeats over the season shows just how successful this tactic is. Barcelona winning the league by 2 points, 92 on the board, knocked out in the semi-finals of the Champions League by Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich actually beat Liverpool in the final as well. So, you know, 2 of our teams that we're testing with lost to the eventual winners. We won the Spanish Cup and we were knocked out in the semis of the Spanish Super Cup. Again, we look at the data hub for Barcelona, and it's a similar story to what we had with Liverpool. Goals per game, non-expected goals per game and shots, miles ahead. Defensively, not as good, but still very, very good and better than with Napoli. So that, again, shows Napoli was the outlier in this video. Which is a shame, but, you know, again, it's one of them. These things do happen. When we look at the goals, Lewandowski, he's always going to get a hatful, 46 goals. Ansu Fati got 28 and Pedri 12. And the assists, they were really shared out. Top assist was 12 with Gavi, Jordi Alba. Then we had Balde, Pedri, Lewandowski all on 11. And Torre on 10. Fernando Torres got 9 goals and 9 assists. So really, really shared out between the team. Now, obviously, to get a better idea just how this tactic works, as we did in our last video, we bring you some 2D match game activity, or engine, should I say, sorry, wrong words. But the reason we do this is so we can see exactly how it looks. Now, this is the game against Inter Milan. It's the semi-finals of the Champions League, which we won, or Liverpool won 2-1. And I've said before, I really like asymmetric tactics, and the reason I like them is because the players don't fit into a normal position. So defenders on the opposition, on the AI teams, get very, very confused by it because they all use cookie cutter 4-3-3s, 4-2-3-1s, 4-4-2s, etc. Because this isn't cookie cutter and because this is really out of the box, the AI doesn't react very well to it. So it's a little bit of a cheat code in that you can confuse the AI, and I want to show you just why. So this is the build up to our first goal, which was scored by Fabio Carvalho. Fabio Carvalho starts here, but if we look straight away here, you can see that Nunes and Salah have both pulled out onto the left back, which has forced the left midfielder here just to drop deeper. Now, if we roll this on, you can see we've got Carvalho is unmarked, but he's also attracting the attention from the right back and the centre back, which means Robertson has the room to go down the wing. We don't have anybody central, which means that those players tend to switch off a little bit because they might not have that higher level of concentration. Darwin is our striker in this situation. Let's just remember this here. And it's Carvalho that ends up scoring. So let's watch his run. The ball goes long, and it's Salah that closes down Skriniar. Plays it to Dumfries. Dumfries with a really lazy pass. And Carvalho, because he's not been picked up, is able to get central. A little bit of luck there. The Skriniar tackle plays it into his path. But it's a goal. The second goal comes from a break. Now, this is a counter-attack. And because Harvey Elliott has come on the pitch, and because, again, he's not in a normal position, he has so much space. But not only that, Salah is able to get through the defence. You've got Gakpo over there. You know, it's just a beautiful build-up play. And because they've got 3 defenders back, Elliott has so much time. It's a lovely pass to Salah, who scores quite an easy goal. Now let's have a look how the team lines up. So it is essentially a 4-3-1-2, but because I will explain why they are in where they are. So we've got a flat back 4, 2 wing backs. You've got your right wing back set to support and the left back set to attack. Ball playing midfielder and a central defender. We've also got a sweeper keeper. We want off our wing backs to cross more often. We're also going to tell the left wing back to stay wider. The reason being is we have 2 strikers, but we have a right winger. So we don't need our right wing back up here, but we do need the left wing back, which is why Andy Robertson got so many assists to be bombing on, getting that ball into the middle. In terms of these guys, your ball playing midfielder is going to be tackling harder and you know, really, he's your enforcer at the back. The reason we have a ball playing defender is here we have a roaming playmaker, which means ideally this roaming playmaker isn't going to be here. But what he is going to be doing is feeding the ball straight here. You know, we're going to be, you can see, has that more direct passes on. So he's going to be getting the ball to the strikers, to that pressing forward, to the advanced forward, who are going to look to lay it off into your Engash here. Next game, you have your deep line playmaker set to support, stay wider. So again, we're going to use him more of a left midfielder than a central midfielder, and tackle harder, so we really want them putting their feet in. The Mazzala really marking tight. So although he's going to be getting up to support your attacking midfielder, you still want them marking nice and tightly in the midfield. Your Enganche, as you can see there, loads and loads of instructions. Cross more often, shoot less often, get further forward, stay wider. So there, what you want in that position is somebody who is creative, somebody who's got vision, can pick a pass, has got really good work rate, concentration, flair, everything. They're not going to be scoring you goals, so finishing isn't important, but passing is. And then up front, you have a pressing forward who's going to be told to stay wider because he's going to act as your right winger. And then you want an advance forward who you are sent to tackle harder because you want them closing down. In terms of the mentality, we are in a positive mentality, and when we have the ball, we're going to play our defence with really short passing but quick one-touch football, and we're playing really narrow. Remember, we've got our right forward staying wider and our left wing-back getting up the wing, so we can afford for the rest of the 11 to be narrow. Not too many. We're not going to. We're going to let the players dictate how they want to play. If they just want to pass and move, if they want to run at the defence, we're going to let them dictate. So we're trusting them a little bit. In transition, we're going to counter press, and when we win the ball, we're going to counter and we're going to spring and we're going to try and get forward as quickly as we can. Rock and roll football, as Jurgen Klopp would have said. We're going to distribute it all across our back four with short kicks, so again, nothing too strenuous. When we're out of the ball, we have a nice high press up front, as you can see, which is going to be this unit. I would even go as far to include the Mazzala, so I would have these 4 players as the ones who are going to be pressing, and then you have your lower defensive line, which is going to be those 6. And the reason I like to do it like that, I like to think of 2 teams, 2 banks of teams. You have your 6 and your 4, or your 5 and 5. That's just the way I like to visualize it in my head. I don't think the left side of the midfield will be pressing on in the high press. We want to prevent short distribution. When they have the ball, we are going to drop off more, which is why we have a lower defensive line. We don't need to be playing the offside track, and we're going to be stopping the crosses coming into the box. So that's kind of how the tactic lines up. Now, all in all, it's a pretty good tactic. I mean, in fact, all in all, it's a brilliant tactic. And I would, like I said at the start of the video, I'm going to be using this in my own Let's Plays. So that's how much I like it. It's a 10 out of 10 tactic for me. If you are using this, you can obviously take the things like the tackle harder out, so you don't get as many yellow cards. You can manage players' fitness probably a bit better. Remember, we simulate these tests, so we don't play the whole season. We don't play 3 seasons just to get 1 video done. So if you're using it on a save, it will play differently. But anyway, let me know in the comments how you get on with it. Remember, I really, really recommend you download it, so please give it a go. And let me know in the comments how you get on. Hit subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and make sure the bell is ticked so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I'll see you all in the next one, as our next series takes a look at Pep Guardiola, and we have 3 of his tactics coming out. So that is 3 tactics of Pep coming your way, and trust me, some of them do not suit modern football. I'll see you all soon. Have a great one, guys.